Hey everybody, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys, well, we're back to talk about some drama brewing in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills realm because this just does not stop. I feel like it's so convenient too because it's always right around when the trailer drops and we know we're getting a new season. It's like the women amp up the drama. Social media gets a little bit wild. They start talking about each other and boom, they're like, let's get ready for the new season. Anyways, guys, thanks to Reality Blur, but it looks like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Lisa Rinna is calling out Garcelle over Amelia Hamlin drama and suggests that she broke an agreement, plus claims that she and Erika will always win. Okay, guys, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it looks like Lisa Rinna isn't happy with Garcelle after learning that, well, her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member discussed her daughter, Amelia Hamlin, in her recently released memoir, Love Me As I Am. Now, Amelia is 20 years old now at this point, so Erika was like, yes, she talked about, not me, but Kyle Richards, and she talked about Amelia, who's a teenager. She's not a teenager, she's 20 years old, but I do understand where the women are like, children are off limits. And then I understand on the other side where they're like, well, if the kids decide to be on the show and they're adults now, how off limits are they? It's kind of this fine line. Anyways, getting back to it. After Garcelle addressed the mention on Wednesday night's episode of Watch What Happens Live, saying she simply looked back on what happened on the show, Lisa took to her Instagram story where she shaded Garcelle for breaking their agreement and suggested that she pushed back and more pushback is coming soon. In a post shared by the Queens of Bravo on Instagram, it was noted that Lisa had said that she and Garcelle had agreed not to discuss one another's kids following their season 10 feud over Amelia's eating disorder before Garcelle wrote about Amelia in her book. Do you consider a handshake binding? Read a question on Lisa's page. Yes, of course, it's giving my word. 100% of the voters agreed. Ugh. As her stories continued, Lisa shared a clip of Garcelle on Watch What Happens Live, during which she revealed that Kathy Hilton is closer to her than she is to her own sister, Kyle Richards. That didn't age well. While Lisa didn't share captions with all of her posts, she did write what appeared to be a personal warning for her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast members, saying, if you push, just be ready to get pushed back. She also asked if the phrase should be her season 12 tagline. If you push, be prepared for some pushback. Also on her Instagram story, Lisa shared a couple of posts about her and Erika Jayne, who was the first to slam Garcelle for mentioning Lisa's daughter in the book. And she wrote, we always win. Okay. In her second post, Lisa reshared a story from a fan who wrote, Erika Jayne and Lisa Rinna always win, always. Now, earlier this week, Erika called out Garcelle for using certain Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast members, including Amelia, to promote her book. Hi, is it true that Garcelle trashed the whole cast on her book to get publicity in this, well, for her book? And she wrote, just Lisa Rinna, Kyle Richards, and Amelia Hamlin, a teenager, Erika replied. Now, we know that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12, it premieres on Wednesday, May 11th, and it's going to be one hell of a season. So many cast members this season, which is actually incredible because it was one of our biggest complaints about RHOBH. How do you have a franchise with only 5 housewives, right? Well, for this season, fear not, trust me. We have Garcelle, we have Sheree Zampino, we have Dorit Kemsley, we have Sutton Strack, Kyle Richards, Kathy Hilton, Lisa Rinna, Erika Girardi, Sanella Diana Jenkins, and Crystal Kung Minkoff. We have 10 women. Holy cow. If you think that we're not going to have drama amongst the women after putting 10 of them on the franchise, think again. I also talked to a few people close to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the production side of all of it. And I was hearing that the Kathy Hilton rumors, they're not exactly what we think they are. They're actually 10 times worse, which makes me so sad because I love Kathy Hilton on the show. But if what I'm hearing is true, and she said the things that she's being accused of, which definitely, and I'm telling you, they have not made it to blogs yet. If it is in fact true, it's terrible. But I didn't hear her with my own ears. I don't know if it's going to be caught on camera. If it does and it makes it to the show, Kathy Hilton it's going to be an interesting ride. Now, guys, I want to know what your thoughts are, because Lisa Rinna is saying, well, you broke a contract and it was a friendship handshake contract it was an agreement that we aren't going to talk about each other's children. Okay. You ended up talking about my daughter in your book. Now be prepared for some retaliation. I think since Lisa Rinna is a mama bear, I feel like most moms would be quick to defend their children. We obviously know she's going to come to her daughter's defense. I just am curious as to what magnitude that looks like. Are you now going to talk about Erika's kids, or not Erika's kids, but Garcelle's kids? Are you going to talk about her businesses? What are you going to talk about? What pushback do you have in mind? Because Lisa Rinna, the thing is, when she comes for you, she's going to find out what skeletons you have in your closet. If there is something to be talked about, you better believe it. Those iconic lips and the same hairdo for over 20 years, she's going to talk about it, and she's going to mention it all. Which, if I were Garcelle, I mean, I guess I wouldn't be nervous unless I had anything to hide. But if she does have something to hide, it looks like Lisa and Erika are coming for her pretty hard. Now, Garcelle did kind of mock the whole Erika throwing away her book in the trash thing by recreating it. And she did it with a comedian who we all know and love on E! And when she did, she had him pull the book out of the trash and said, "Oh no, Garcelle, is this yours?" And she's like, "What is that doing there?" And kind of just did like a funny haha tidbit about it. Okay. I mean, it was funny to me. I just want to know at this point, what's in the book? Send me the book. I'll talk about the book. We'll talk about all of it. We'll mention it all. Guys, what are your thoughts? Will you be reading Garcelle's new book, her upcoming memoir, Love Me As I Am? And could it really be that bad what she said about Amelia? I just want to know in what context it was said. I think that's the most important part. What is the context that she, brought up Amelia? Did she say, "Oh, well, Lisa Rinna and I argued last time after I brought up Amelia"? Because then that's not crazy. Or is it just personally, going in on Amelia's health struggles? That would be a little, I don't know. I just need to read the book first. I'm not going to form an opinion until I read the book. But what I do know is Lisa Rinna and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast members, they've all gotten a copy of the book. And for her to call out Garcelle over the drama and suggest and claim that her and Erika always win, it looks like she might have something in store. So go ahead, comment below. What are your thoughts? And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.